Hi guys, welcome to another episode of TokeMoments. My name is Toke Makinwa. Now, if this is your very first time of watching, where have you been all my life? Where have you been all my life? Joining me today, as we've been doing, because this is TokeMoments with a little bit of spice and some extra niceness, where I have some of my famous friends, some of my really famous friends, and some not so famous people also who come back here and we chit chat about topical issues, conversations that you guys want to hear. Now today, talking about the wokeness of this generation and all the Twitter bans and everybody just being about this cancel culture and what's next. He is an actor, he's a content creator, a host, television presenter, and many more. When we come back, you guys get to know who my guest is. We'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. So Temi-san is in the building. Hi, boo. How are you?
Hey, love. How are you
every
doing?
time we say hi, you greet me back with a dance. Like, what is this South African Amapiano vibe? Amapiano has been around for about 3 years.
Has it?
It has.
Well, now it's more popular because of me.
Now, when Nigerians jump on something, it just becomes. It's been around for a minute.
I mean, like, I'm South African in my head, so
I can tell.
I have to bring my country dance.
Right. So, what is your South African name?
Lutando.
So they call me. I've got a South African name that is called Beautiful Flower. It's called No, I would say it's my South African friends.
With
I
the
love
clicking
you guys.
sound, right? Yeah.
It is called. I don't know
Wow,
how to do it.
Well,
I know that I was given that name from someone who is Closans, and he is, he's Mba something, but it has to do with Mba Linkle or something. Well, you guys will correct me in the comment section because you guys know all about it. But I absolutely love their name, and I love South Africans as well. I definitely love the people. I love the vibe. Every time I go to South Africa, it's always a vibe.
We should go next month.
Yes, we should actually plan a trip together. It's always fun times. So how are you?
I'm good, my friend.
How's it going if I'm not seeing you
sipping tea,
which we will be doing today, serving looks,
living my best life,
which is what you're created for.
Yes, friend, because what is the life past enjoyment?
Exactly. Nothing in this world. We're here to enjoy. We're here to enjoy.
Let's not do this on camera.
Yeah, let's not do what we do normally. All right, so today I wanted to talk about this new wokeness online. Like, everybody likes to sound so politically correct, so woke. These days, the streets of social media, sometimes do you ever feel like social media is just doing too much right now? Like, it's like you turn left, turn right, you're just like, guys, calm down. Do you ever feel like everyone is just in a race with themselves? It's not even themselves, with an app that I don't even understand what's going on.
The truth is that times have changed. Everybody now has a platform. Before, if you want to talk before, you could go pay for TV, pay for ad, go to a newspaper. Now everybody, on the click of a button on the bed app, you're twisting your mind.
What is your favorite app?
Instagram.
Do you like Twitter?
As a matter of fact, I am scared of Twitter. I don't, you know that. I really do Twitter, like, because whether I did it, whether I don't did it, it cost me. So that's an app that it will take me a lot of hand-holding and prayers to actually go on and be active, because
so Twitter people feel like Instagrammers are kind of fake. They feel like Twitter is the streets of wokeness. They have real conversation. Like, Instagram is like you and your nice pictures, and people are all nice on Instagram, but on Twitter the streets dragging is not be here, and sometimes you sit back. I know you're not on Twitter, but I'm sure you see so many things, like so many basbos on Twitter.
Savage stuff.
Do you ever feel like people are doing too much sometimes?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I actually feel like a lot of people on Twitter take the piss, like they do the absolute most. Like, there's some things that you don't need to see, not necessarily, not because you have the opportunity to text these people or chat to them or tweet at them that's the right word to use, right? Tweet at them, you can say anything to them. Because on Instagram, it's really different. Like, on Instagram, I feel like there's already a culture of sweetness or happiness. We don't necessarily tear down people's pictures of it.
Sometimes.
Yeah, not as Twitter is
brutal.
They are carrying their guns.
It's like everyone is angry. why do you think let's talk about Nigerian Twitter. Nigerian Twitter is a very angry place, in my opinion. It's like everyone is very impatient. It's like there's even the way they are reading your tweets already.
Like
they
they're
have
waiting
an
for you.
attitude. They're just waiting for you to just miss. And there's nobody they cannot drag.
Yeah, you know, when I was going through this, when I was coming up, actually, I'm still coming up by God's grace, but we're not where we used to be.
Oops.
I had one mentor that just sat me down and told me and analyzed this thing for me. If you live in a country like Nigeria, with all that you have to do, a graduate, probably somebody who studied law for 7 years, went through law school, and now he's looking for a job, probably cannot get a job, he ended up getting or becoming underemployed, maybe getting a job of 50 or 70,000, he's in the bus, he's stressed out, there's traffic everywhere, the money can't still do anything for him. There's a level of anger that you get. So when you see people acting a fool, maybe acting a fool, you want to check them, like, guy, there's nothing to be happy about. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing the most? Do you understand? So I feel like there's a certain level of anger that we Nigerians had, even me, that just makes us just want to drop it somewhere. But for some of us, we're a bit guarded. Like, we just know, think about it and not spew it online. But for some people, they don't care. Like, this is what life is, so take it.
Did you see that crazy war that happened online with millennials and Generation Z? And, you know, just the banter for me was, I thought it was funny, and how
it was so funny.
They came for millennials, and millennials always constantly
But
think
I feel like Gen Z's, they ate the millennials up.
like Gen Zs
They
need to
chopped
understand
them.
that. Well, would I say
It was just all funny bands.
it was funny
really.
bands, but I'm
Yeah.
just thinking, look, dude, Gen Z, you guys, we, the millennials, are the one that set the tone for you guys
Actually,
to find
yeah,
whatever
actually.
it is that you think you found now. Yes, you guys are running with it, but
Yeah.
the millennials are still the gatekeepers,
Yeah.
because they are way different from what was. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it was funny.
And they're still ready to learn what is or
What
what's
is-
happening.
They know what is. I'm a
No,
millennial.
not all of them though, but the few ones that are there.
I'm
you are about
sorry.
town. You are a sis.
Listen, don't say
That's
sis.
why.
Don't say sis.
You're a sis.
You're a 24-year-old boy.
You're like
Sit down.
You're
When
like
I
almost
speak-
20 years older than me.
Crazy. I accept it, okay? I'm at least 14, 15, more than 40 years older than you, actually.
No, not 12
No, like
years.
12 years older than
what it is
So that means that when I was in secondary school, whew,
when you were no, I wasn't born then.
wow.
Yeah.
You were born in 1996. Yeah, but it's interesting to see the turn, because you guys are really topping the charts in fashion, art, creativity. I feel like this Gen Z people, we cannot talk about creativity without talking about innovative ideas that come from this new generation. And I think it comes from also them applying themselves. So I definitely think this generation, this Gen Z, they earn their bragging rights. I definitely agree. It's just sometimes I sit back and I see how things have changed so much. Like music, for instance, when I think we had the best music. I'm sorry. I think the
Who's
two
we? Which people? Which set?
the 90s had the best music.
Is it?
You don't think so?
Because I was raised by.
You are more like a 90s.
Yes.
Because you're an old
So
soul.
I get that music, but
So if you're going to compare both, would you really think now?
I don't want to
R&B
betray
is
my
dead.
my Gen Z.
Gen Z, whatever you guys call it. So they don't even know what music is, because music, R&B, baby making music.
To be honest, I really agree with you. That's the only point I will agree with you.
Do you think that social media has also sort of is what is making these Gen Z people pop the way they pop?
Now we get the social media now.
Why are you saying we when you're not really the Gen Z?
Okay, let me tell you the only problem that I have with this Gen Z and Generation Y thing is I'm stuck in between. I was raised in 1996, so I think that's the last year of the Gen Z. Or even, I don't know. I think I might be even a millennial. I'm not even sure, but I'm somewhat in between. So I'm very millennial, but a bit of Gen Z. Yeah, because
So
I was
your
raised
growing
by.
up was influenced a lot by the millennials. It was.
Yeah, because of music, so even personal style, so everything. Like even the way I think is like I think like a millennial. Do you understand?
Do you think that they're very carefree. Like I worry about this Gen Z people because I feel like
A lot
they
of us
don't
are.
really hold on. Stop saying us, boo, because I don't think you're one of them. But yeah, we can't go any further without talking about how different both generations are.
Yeah.
You know, the Generation Y generation are still very subdued, very, you know.
We have lots of
we
influence
don't
from the
take as
generation
much-
before.
Yeah, we don't take as much risk. We like to consider all factors.
What would they
before-
say about
Well,
me?
not necessarily what would they say about you. Like, you know, you're just
That one is a
armed
thing,
with-
though.
I don't really think that's.
For our generation, millennials.
You're right. It's quite in our generation. It's quite, especially things that have not been done before. What I
Yeah.
was thinking about is in terms of maybe like even business starting, for instance. You know, you
Yeah.
consider the risks, the factors,
No,
the Gen.
They don't care.
The Gen Z guys, they just jump in right
And
in.
they usually have something they're working on. They always have something they're working on.
They are literally the generation that also sort of. I think the millennials started it where you
Yeah.
can necessarily have a side hustle.
Yeah.
But the Gen Z guys, they have
pushing
3
it.
side hustles.
They're pushing
four
it.
side hustles.
They don't even want to be in offices. They're out and about working. They have one business and one online shop here. They have things that they're doing they're very busy.
I know,
Busy
and,
bunch.
and they're very outspoken as well. Like we
Yeah.
cannot talk about. I mean, when I see some certain things, look at, for instance, Pastor Adeboye online. I think even Pastor Adeboye at some point is tired of this.
That
Twitter
generation. He's just
conversation.
praying for them.
Because this is a man who is of a generation that
There's
we
grandkids.
can't change. Do
You understand?
His grandchildren are probably millennials, so
Yes.
probably not Gen Z. Maybe
Yes.
his great grandkids might now be like the Gen Zs of this world, and they question everything. I see the way
They even insult the man.
Peter Doche as well.
How like the audacity.
The audacity. But you know, deep down, no, I won't lie to you. I genuinely deep down admire the guts. Their guts, I would say I admire.
I wish I was born like in 2000 now because I just feel like I'll be more, you know, that guts to just do
I don't think
things.
I don't wish I was born in 2000. I love being in the 90s. I definitely
it?
love it.
Are
Yeah.
you sure?
My music, the way I grew up, the things we grew up to on TV,
Yeah,
the shows, those things you can't buy. The experience of
I
coming
agree.
from
The experiences
90s.
are very different. At least 50% of the jobs that we do will be online. You understand? So they know that they're going to be empowered regardless. They're going to have buying power. They're going to
Bitcoin,
control some part of the
cryptocurrency.
economy.
Yeah.
So they already know that this is what it is. Look at how they disburse funds during this NSAS thing. It
yes.
shocked me.
Yeah. They weren't even waiting for the government. They rallied around and rallied
You
themselves
get-
around, and anybody wanted to donate, and they did even more than the government that we've been waiting for so long. So what would you say are some of the disadvantages, though, with this new
Generation.
movement,
Yeah.
this woke generation?
The only thing that because I was raised by my grandmother, there's still some values that I still uphold or I still take seriously. Friendships, loyalty, respect. There's some very fine values that you're supposed to have as an individual that you learned from your parents and the generation before. But my generation, or Gen Zs rather, you find that they don't really care about a lot of things. It's a very selfish, very, it's about me, I don't care, nigga, what, yeah. Like, so, and the respect that we used to have for people regardless.
And things.
You know, some people who you know that even when the elders are talking shit, there's some level of respect that you give them, even if you don't take their opinion or whatever they're saying, but there's a level of respect that you have to give them just because that they're elders. I still stand strongly by those values. What other things? Like, some family values, like marriage is still, I still respect the institution that's marriage. Yeah, I will not stay in a bad marriage, for example. I will not go into a marriage because my family wants me to, but I still respect the institution. I still respect people who are married. I respect people who are in love. I respect love as it's like, I like love. But this I don't know why I keep saying my generation.
But it is, you are like that.
Okay, like, but Gen Zs, I feel like a couple of them might want to be in love, but this
love just means something
But
different.
that's all
to
those
them.
other things that make love hard to grow or to keep. They don't care about those things.
Or maybe love just means something different to them. Do you feel like a lot of young girls, as you rightly pointed out, are no longer of the belief, you know, there's this whole thing about starting with somebody, hustling with the person and making it with the person. But we've lost the generation where people feel at 23, if you don't have a Chanel bag,
Yeah,
you ain't popping like
and
that.
social media is really affecting a lot of things because social media almost looks like a leveler for everybody because everybody literally has a page. I have a profile, so all of us are literally on the same level. You understand? So whatever you're doing, I think I should be doing it. This is so social media has raised the standard or has created a false standard for a lot of us, and even not just Gen Zs, even millennials think that, oh, if at 27 or 28
I don't have
this and that is a problem, when your parents only started making it maybe when they were 35. I'm not saying that should be the standard for you, but there's too much pressure on us from social media.
But do you think it comes from this street wokeness where everybody just seems to be, there's something in the juice that everybody is drinking now, that is just like, I just want to be woke, I just want to, you know, even with the American girls, for instance, you know, you're on Shade Room, most of all these girls are Gen Z, they're young, you know what I mean? And you find them pulling Birkins, and it's almost like, well, yeah, you were like in your 30s before you got your first Birkin, but at 21,
I already did
like 6 Birkins.
But you don't. But you live with your family.
True.
Like, did you understand? Like, so the values have changed, but the truth is that who is judging? What are the metrics for being successful now? So it's only show. Yes, it's only the show. So now I'm carrying a new bag. I'm wearing new shoes. That's the level of success that people think I should have on social media. My age mates think that these boys already make. I have people who message me and say, "Oh my God, you are doing it." But for me, doing it is not even dressing up at all, or these things, having some certain things that I think that at this age, that's what I should be working at. But social media has made the standard very different. You understand? So some people are working to buy new bags, to buy new shoes. That's the standard, because who's like, when you started talking about Gen Zs and whatnot, you said social media is just like a percentage of what the world really
there's a
is.
huge world out there. There are people who are not on social media and they're living life.
Yes. So, but there's a standard on social media that these young people have to now follow. So if on social media, flossing a new bag, flying private, and doing these other things are what is the standard, every young person who has their phone wants to meet up to those standards. So that's why they have to buy new shoes, new bags, and whatnot to prove
Maybe that's
something.
why they care less about things that we're talking about in terms of relationship. They're like, I don't have time for relationship
for
right
them
now.
What are we going to see?
See
me, look at me, I'm rich. Do you understand?
I need to make money,
But for the generation before and the one before your generation, they were big on things like properties. They needed to send their children to school, so they would save up from maybe when they're 25.
And they were not so showy. They didn't really care so much. Maybe
they were. But the things that they were showy about were things that were tangible. So when they tell you that I have an expanse of land from banana, I bought some parts of banana. Like I bought the whole I don't know how they measure land, acres. That's a thing for them. I own that. You understand? That high rise they are seeing, that I own it. That's it. But for Gen Zs, it's a bit different. Like that bag, I have it. Those shoes, new season, I have it. Do you understand? There's the new gadgets, which is not a problem to have this fine thing.
Okay, Gen Y, Gen Z, it's all love. Thank you guys for watching. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on Twitter. Yes, I love it there. I am at Tokestar with a double R. Until I come your way again, the conversation is definitely going to be popcorn worthy. Have a good day. Goodbye.